Hello, everybody. How are we all doing? This is going to be a little bit of an odd one, right? Because halfway through under 21's match, I was like, I wonder what I'm going to stream today. Well, at the same time, I'm watching this under 21's match, so I might as well keep watching this under 21's match, but I'll do it on stream and I'll call it a watch along. And we can also talk about what is generally going on with Leeds United at the. Ah, there we go. We can also generally talk about what's going on with Leeds United at the moment, what needs to be better, what's pretty much okay as is, and we'll just go through all of that stuff, and it'll be absolutely wonderful. What I'm going to do before I dive into all that is I'm going to have to add a couple of sources. So if I add cheeky little colour block, yeah, that'll do. Height, let's make it a little bit smaller. That's a little bit not the right size. That'll do. I need something for a scoreboard, you see. Pop it up here. Bosh. Cool. And then I will build me a text box. Where's text? I don't know. But yeah, we're just gonna have a nice little chill together, guys. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be nice. Click scoreboard. Add source. Oh, what font do I like to go with? Scunthorpe. Oh. One. Wait. My favourite little feature, by the way, of what is going on with this match is it's genuinely hilarious hearing like small children be like, "Way, you missed," to various little bits and bobs around the match whenever a Leeds player messes up, and it's kind of like, sorry, mate, it's your team that allowed a team of under 21 children to vastly outperform like your senior side. Do better. Like, have higher expectations of your club. Like, come on. Who are we playing? We're playing against Scunthorpe United. And the best bit is, this is a really good bit, you guys can watch along as well, because the link that I've posted in the chat there is a link to the match stream. So, if you are watching on desktop or anything like that, you can pop that stream open on one monitor, you can pop me open on the other, or like have it like half of a monitor each. I work with two monitors, it's great. But you can do whatever. Whack one on the TV, whack me on the phone, and because there's no commentary on this match, I'm essentially like doing a little bit of commentary as well. It's really, really nice. It's going to be quite fun. Um, plus under 21's Watchalong. There we go. Let's just change the title. That'll do. But yeah, we're gonna settle in for a little bit of a chill, a little bit of a vibe, a little bit of a good time. I've just realised that that text looks a little bit horrible. Does the text up there look a little bit like pixelated? Because I can fix it if it comes to it. Hello, Luke. All is pretty okay. Is where I'm gonna leave it. It's yeah, wibbly at points, but you get there, don't you? And that's what counts. Ow, itchy face. There we go. Right, across to, I believe, Howson. I should have noted down all of the numbers. I know Howson is 6, I know Gray is 9. Mahadi's in net. Left back, I think, is Linu. But I'm gonna make note of it, just so I'm 100% certain. I don't know how I'm feeling about those kits, because are those the standard kits? And if so, is the camera just being a bit janky on the stream? I don't know. Evening, been on holiday, so I haven't tuned in for a bit. Have I missed out? You've missed very, very little, to be honest with you. There's not a ton of news recently. Poor under 21s can't, but they can't wait to get out of their place. Yeah, I mean, being trapped in Scunthorpe isn't quite what you would want if you're an under 21s footballer, but it's the life that you landed. Oh, that's never a foul, ref. Honestly. They're just the EFL is still corrupt. This isn't even an EFL competition. As far as I'm aware, this is a National League competition, which does not help their cause in the slightest. Right. Number 18 lines up for the free kick. That or the guy next to number 18 does. I can't really tell. But they're a Scunthorpe player. It's not 18, it's the guy next. Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah, that's a finish. That is a proper finish. But you know what? I was going to have to change the scoreboard anyway. Because I got the sizing a little bit wrong. So it's not too bad that absolute screamer is the way that we've conceded it. It's going to get big for a moment. That is on purpose. It's to sort of improve the quality of it. But it's now 1-1. Oh, that got really big. Sorry about that. I didn't realise just how big that would get. It's going to take me a bit of time to fix. See, this is why people that do watch-alongs regularly, I'm like, right, okay, I need to know who does your tech, because this is confusing nonsense to me. And I like to think that I'm quite good with OBS, but the way that you set up all the sort of API stuff is just nuts. There we go. Scunthorpe 1, Leeds 1. Who is 17? Because you've just come on. You're very ginger. I don't know who, but they're very, very ginger. In fact, would I be able to... Oh. Right, I know you guys don't love when I do experimenting with things, but I might have worked out how to do something. So if I... display capture, add source, not that one. The other one. There we go. Not that one. Don't show it. Oh, crumbs. Right, hang on. So this, shrink. We're not showing it. It's fine. It is Scunthorpe, yes. Right, okay, that's really, really small now. It kind of has to be. So if I... How do I crop? Transform. Right, edit transform. Crop. So I need to crop a shitload off the top. No, a shitload off the bottom, sorry. Until it's basically unrecognizable. There we go. Right, okay. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get the ticker. But now I can edit the transform a little bit. Make that 950, not 9500. 950. There we go. That's not too bad. Off the left, I'll take 50. No, I'll take 70. Not 570, just 70. There we go. Off the right, let's go 800. Needs to be way more than 800. Do you think Farker will be sacked by the end of the season? I think it's sort of a little bit early to be having those conversations, because we're still very, very early in the season. Like, people that are jumping to that already, it feels like have an opinion that they want to happen. So to get to the point where you're already saying, like, does Daniel Farker need to go? It feels a little bit jumpy, you know? 50, that'll do it. That will do it. Cool. Hey, right. There we go. That's not going to look fantastic. I don't think that was just... Yeah, that's fine. I was just... The general gist of people being like, is Daniel Farker going to last the season? Or don't know if he's good enough. It tends to be people that from the very start have been like, I don't really like Daniel Farker, I want rid of him. Which it feels a little bit iffy to me. Like, to come in with that opinion of a manager that just got the club up is... Yeah. To be honest, I think we need Harry Gray. I don't know if he's definitely not ready to start, is the thing. It's far too early for him because, like, even in this match, he's been good. Don't get me wrong, but this is Vanarama National League opposition, which is comfortably below anything that Leeds United will face at any point this season, and that's including like in the league. Apparently, the Villarreal keeper has had an absolute howler. I'm trying to not watch the Champions League stuff tonight because I'm like, no, what we'll do, we'll keep it local. We'll have an eye on what's happening with Leeds United. But it looks like absolutely everyone else, because I've seen it from so many places, are talking about the Villarreal goal. So I'm going to have to try and find that on Reddit or something. Not as a starter, but as a super sub. Okay, who do you take off the bench in that case? Because we've got a squad of 25 senior players, because Melier is in there. Like, a lot of people don't want him in there, but he is. That's not realistically the case. Which means that... Oh, are they in here? No, well dealt with. So when it comes to, like, situations of we want X youth player in the side, well, at that point, you need 5 or 6 of your senior players not making it, which is a spooky spot to be, I think. It doesn't exactly scream quality, or it doesn't really scream trust either. Ball in behind. Harry Gray isn't quite on the end of it there. Number 3 is. But it's quite funny. They've got like starting senior players showing up to this match, and we're just kind of like, yeah, it's just the kids. It's just all of the kids. And then we have children in the crowd, like whenever a Leeds player misses a shot, going, "Way!" And it's like, well, come on, let's get a bit of perspective. Your side was getting rolled by a bunch of kids, and then your goal was an absolute thunder bastard of a free kick. In all fairness, but it's not the most telling of incredible quality. All right, let's see if I can see this goal. Let's mute it because it's going to play to everyone if I don't. Right. Villarreal, the play out to their left back. Left back takes it inside, picked up by the Spurs player. Out to the right, so Pedro Porro plays it across. Is that Boval? I can't quite tell. Oh, that is horrible. Oh, that is properly horrible. Right, so sorry, that wasn't the match that we are watching. That was the Villarreal one. But cross comes in and it's curving away from the net. Keeper dives to block it, as you do. Tries to hold on to it, doesn't hold on to it, pulls it in, releasing it in the process and chucking it into the back of his own net. That's delicious. That's good stuff right there. Proper slapstick goalkeeping. Incredible. It's the kind of stuff that I'm not allowed to show you on stream, because that would get me copyright stricken off the face of the earth. But just know that it was very funny. There we go. That tucks it away a little bit more. What kind of players do you hope for in January? If we do anything in January, I'd take... You see, this is the question. It depends on what hasn't worked for the rest of the season. Because I think there's a world in which, and a lot of people won't like this, there's a world in which I think Brendan Aronson comes really, really good for the rest of this season. And I understand that people won't necessarily like that, because he's not exactly like the sexiest of players to keep an eye on. But I think there's something there of a not necessarily awful when it comes to Brendan Aronson. On the other hand, if the right wing doesn't work out, you want to see a right winger. But I think right winger that can play as a 10 is probably the dream. If it comes to just a pure 10, then it comes to a pure 10, and that is fine. But you gotta... I don't know. It's tricky. Personally, I lean 10 rather than winger, but there will be varying opinions. Would you want to see Harry Gray getting some game time this season in the first team? Could he be ready? For substitute appearances, maybe. For general bits and bats, he wouldn't start a game for me. And I think if he's being subbed on, he's not being subbed on to make an impact. He's being subbed on because a match is already won and you want to give a young player a little bit of experience. That's a hell of a run from the number 11. Played him behind. For the 17, again, I should have noted the numbers down. I didn't. That was my bad. Let's see if I can find them anywhere on the internet. Right. Let's have a look at Scunthorpe United on FBref and see if I can spot anything. There we go. Right, 17 is Harvey Vincent. That's good. With 11 being McDonald. It shows us 1, but it isn't. Oh, Vincent has a go. Vincent gets the ball back, puts it across the box. Sadly, not there waiting for it, which is a bit of a stinker. Across from line, no. It's not quite worked out. Doing a mez. That's a pretty good way of putting it. Goal kick for Scunthorpe. Just banged long and goes immediately out of play for a Leeds United throw-in. You got to take those. You're not going to complain. Right, back in to Ruben Lapata-White. Mahady finds the out ball to the left back, which is working pretty well. Like Mahady, I love his distribution. He's an excellent passer of the ball. He's the kind of player where if you put him outfield, you'd just be like, yeah, that's fine. I've not got an issue with this. Imagine getting outstrengthed by an under-21s player when you're a senior footballer and then being like, where's the free kick? Obviously you don't get one. Because there wasn't a free kick there. Ball in. That should have been a goal. Not for us, for them. Picked up a little bit deep. You can't just wrestle players to the ground, lads. It doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. Right, I've got to hang this up. Because that is my event schedule for the next few weeks. I'm working 14 events in the next 15 days. Do you think Marcel needed Igor Paixão considering he doesn't start and only played 1 game this year? Igor Paixão was injured when he signed. So I don't know how his recovery is necessarily going, but it could just be a case of taking a little bit of time to get back from injury. That's my theory on it. He wouldn't have played a ton for us yet either. But, yeah. I don't know when that injury came to an end, so he might have only had the chance to play once. We got the ball out on the right. Harvey Vincent puts the ball in behind. Fired across. Can Gray get to it? He can. He flicks it onto the back post. Leno fires wide. Not too bad. Right. I'm going to get the numbers. Because I think that could be quite important. Leeds LUFC Acad. There we go. It's not got the numbers for the subs, which is a pain. But it's fine. Eight is Cresswell. Okay. I kept seeing him. I was like, that's a big lad in the middle of the park. I didn't like. Who's this? Alfie Cresswell. That makes sense. Right. They are setting up for a goal kick. They've made a couple of changes. Don't know who, but apparently they have. Fired long into the midfield. Well dealt with by Alfie. Held up by our back line. Douglas clears that. I'll have so much of a better idea of our under 21s when the next Football Manager comes out. It's because a lot of my thought around the youth sides is based around, were you any good for me in FM? Oh, what a challenge from give me a name. Pickles, there we go. 10 is Pickles. Keeping them penned in quite high. Right, Vincent forced to press a little bit wider. Deals with it. Manages to keep it in. Or not. Okay, their ball apparently. I'm not going to bother learning their players' names. If that's a... Can you pop a 1 in the chat if it's okay to not bother learning their players' names? Because, honestly, I can't be bothered learning the Scunthorpe squad. And I'm sure you guys don't particularly want to know either. It's not that fascinating. But their 11 plays it out to the right back. Cuts it inside. Again, nice little 1-2. Ends up with the right back, but Mahady gathers the ball. After a little bit of time, a little bit of faff, a little bit of nonsense. But we've dealt with it. That's fine. Johnny Howson picks it up. I think it's quite good having Johnny Howson in that unit. Because he's able... Thank you, Stephen. I feel vilified. Not vilified, the other one. Verified, I suppose. But I quite like having Johnny Howson in that system. Because Johnny Howson being in that little unit means that he's able to sort of do direct coaching out on the pitch as a game is going on. I think that's got a lot more value than a lot of people have put on it. Oh, crumbs. Sorry, it's been a day. Right. Harry chases it down. Their centre-back's played it out to their right back. We're doing a little bit of sitting deep at the minute, which I'm not the hugest fan of. But it's fine. We'll get by. We'll get through. This isn't one of those matches that matters a ton anyway. Can't even remember what this tournament's called anymore. Good effort, but goes a little bit wide. Mahady had it covered. It's the England National League Cup Group D, which is interesting. This is our second game, having lost the first to... Might have been Boston. Not certain. What a challenge! In you go, Ruben Lapata-White. Powerful challenge, and we love to see it. Right, nicely touched down. Alfie Crosswell tries to play it down the line to Vincent, doesn't make it. But it's our throw-in, because of that cheeky little deflection, that little nudge that it took on the way through. Douglas throws it all the way back in. Lapata-White chooses Mahady over Howson. But we're just looking to dominate a little bit of the ball now. Scunthorpe are playing that sort of relatively pressing game. It's an active mid-block. And we've tried an adventurous little through ball. It's not worked, gone straight to the keeper, and now it's with the centre-backs. Number 11 lays it off back to a centre-back. Scunthorpe do not play fascinating football. I'm afraid to say. Like, they could do. But they've chosen not to. And that's fine. Right, Lapata-White is getting just ragged about. Surely that's a foul. Referee gives it in the end. And it looks a little bit like it's Douglas that's going to take it. Is it or is it Vincent? Ball to Howson was the one there. Nope, Mahady's decided, actually, everyone piss off. I'm having this one. And is going to absolutely hammer this one up the pitch. So this is going to be a little bit of a test of his distribution, I suppose. How many groups are in the England National League Cup? What a fun question. Lapata-White across to Mahady. I've lost my post-it note, but that's fine. That was just counting my events for the next 2 weeks. Mahady short to Lapata-White again. Technically, that's a 1-2, so you take it. Out to the flank, which doesn't pay off. It's well dealt with by Howson. They were looking like they wanted to counter there. But Howson is just dancing his way through them. Harry picks the ball up a little bit. I like that I've just gone first name terms for Harry Gray. Right, fired long. We've relieved a little bit of pressure, but they've got the ball back with their centre-backs now. How many groups are there in the England National League? 4. Okay. That's fine. Okay, so I think it's... Oh, that's a nasty challenge on Alfie Cresswell. Left winger's on the ball for Leeds. Is he going to put it inside? No, he isn't. Okay. Waste of ball. Leno's putting the pressure on. The left back is now our highest player on the pitch. Slight Firpo-esqueness with his positioning, but that's okay. They've pinged it long. It's ended up with Lopata-White. 23 minutes to go. And Leeds are going to want to, ideally, score a goal here, just so they don't need to do it in the last moment. It's not a great look for Scunthorpe, got to be honest. Losing to the 21s. But we'll see, won't we? Right. Ball forward, down our left. We're just trying to relieve a little bit of that pressure. Lopata-White's got it at centre-back. Pinged forward to Alfie Cresswell. Getting a little bit of control. McDonald now. Out to the left flank. Shot. Oh, I thought that was in. I really thought that was in. Harry Gray, you can't be trying those. Was it Harry? I can't tell. I can't see the back of his shirt. It was. But it was a decent effort. Didn't quite pay off. But that's going to happen sometimes, you know? Got to believe in yourself. You got to be taking these shots, or it's not going to work. Their keeper's played it short to the right back. No real pressure on him at the minute. And they're slowly working their way up the pitch. It's gone back to the centre-backs. Harry Gray getting a little bit frustrated that the press isn't coming with him. He's the lone pressing man at the moment, which I kind of get. Like, you're going to be annoyed if you're the only player that's actively trying to win the ball back, aren't you? That bloke called Eze? Sorry? I refuse to believe that your name is actually Eze. Oh, Dubam Eze. Nice. In addition to that, there's a cheeky little Tyler Denton playing for Scunthorpe at the moment, formerly of Leeds United. Meanwhile, they're pushing forwards. It's not really worked out for them. Decent head on that from Enahoro Marcus. And they've got a corner, which you don't really love to see. Because I think right now I've got a little Vietnam-style war flashback of opposing team has a corner. It's currently level pegging. Oh no, don't head it in the back of your own goal. Headed clear by a lead player. Vincent picks the ball up. Oh, pings it a long way and tries to go around his man. He doesn't quite win the foot race. But I like the effort. And their centre-backs are just holding the ball now, getting a little bit of structure back in the game. Trying to take some of the oomph out of it, you know, calm things down a touch. Right back takes it forward. McDonald not quite dealing with it perfectly. Okay, fired out to their left, our right. As Vincent closes it down a touch. Douglas struggling maybe a little bit. Ball over the top. Mahady can't reach it, but the ball's gone out already for a Leeds goal kick. And you know what? You take those. Calms things down a little bit. Make sure things are nice and sensible and sane and all that kind of jazz. And hopefully... McDonald's name Ronald by any chance? I think it's Josh. Because I think he is one that's in the existing version of Football Manager. Because I recognise Josh McDonald. Right, Mahady goes shot. I've accidentally closed the tweet that's got the player numbers on it. Uh-oh. That's no good. But Mahady, again, he's looking for an out ball, but their press is quite good and we're not moving enough. Howson across to Lapata White. He was just happy to walk his way forward, get a little bit of territory going. Now Alfie Crosswell. Mahady's been good. Mahady is good. I like him. He's one of those players that at some point has a very, very big future. McDonald's in behind. Come on, that's got to be a foul. It is. Leeds free kick. Edge of the box, but it's on the right-hand side, so it's sort of... It's where you ideally want someone to be taken across from. If this ends in a shot, I'll be confused. Pickles and Gray both standing over it. If you want to have a pop, I think it's got to be Gray on his right foot. Watching Juve and Dortmund. No. None of that Champions League nonsense. Come on. We've got the English National League Cup to be watching over here. We've got the English National League Cup, where I may have just seen a spoiler. Harry Gray stands over the free kick. Has a go. Goal. Yep, I knew that one was coming. Very nice goal. Incredible. I wouldn't have said have a go from there. But, you know what, he did, and it worked. I'm not going to complain. I would, however, like to complain about the timing of me opening up SofaScore and seeing that it was 2-1 and kind of going, oh, that's a really good goal. You're not keeping that one out. I only started doing the watch-along at half-time because the wife finishes work at 5:30. About half an hour to get home. Takes us to 6. Wanted to have something to eat. Took us to 7. Didn't want to be like, okay, we've eaten, now to do things. Because that's like sometimes you want a nice hangout with your wife. So that was the choice instead. Watching Brentford versus Villa. What is that? Carabao? I didn't know there was Carabao Cup happening right now. But you know what? I'm gonna whack open Flash Score and we're gonna see what other games are going on. Benfica beating Karabag. Juve Dortmund is 0-0. Real Madrid Marseille 1-1. And Spurs are beating Villarreal by that absolutely hilarious goal that I mentioned earlier. And Trent Alexander-Arnold's injured. That's quite funny. Right, if I open that, that's in the wrong place. Ah ha ha, ignore that. You guys didn't see it. I don't think you did anyway, because there's only a teeny tiny bit of screen that you guys were able to see. But that was worky bits. Right, ball's gone out wide. Howson seems to have stepped into midfield, which I don't mind too much. But immediately tracks back. Quite like it. Very, very nice. Right, I'm just going to double check something. Cool. Right, faffing about at the back a bit. 15 minutes to go. Can we overcome them? I don't know. See what? Exactly. You know what I mean. Anyway, other matches that are crack-a-lacking on. I'm going to have to manually try and find the Carabao Cup, aren't I? Is the Carabao Cup the one that's happening? Surely. But if so, why is it not showing me? Was that a Premier League match? I don't know. It's wild that Sheffield United have sacked and reappointed Wilder since Villa last scored a competitive goal. That's incredible. The thing is as well, right? With the like Chris Wilder stuff, absolutely everyone outside of Sheffield United could look at that and go, "That's not going to work. That's a bad idea." Because Sellers isn't particularly good. But they decided to go for Sellers anyway, and they ended up rehiring Wilder anyway, and they just had to pay him millions of pounds to get fired and then come back. It's basically a massive, like, bonus, effectively. Well done, you got third place. Would you like millions of pounds and a couple of months off? Fucking fantastic, lads. Thank you very much. Would you also like us to lose the first 5 matches of next season without looking competitive in any of them? So anything that you do will be an improvement. You're being too kind, fellas. Like, what's this? Would you also like 0 expectations on you the next time that you come back? Because after this start, there's no chance in hell that you get us promoted automatically. Cracking. Cheers, boys. Just whatever their line of thinking was for that entire process was so avoidable. The ball's a little too far away from Harry Gray there. Would have been nice, but a little bit too hard, and they've re-picked the ball up again. It's looking like we're happier to hit them on the counter right now, which I don't mind. It's fine by me. Make it a little bit of a weird, challenging, box-to-boxy kind of deal. Right, I'm going to favourite the EFL Cup, just so it actually, like, shows. So, current matches, Sheffield Wednesday versus Grimsby, Brentford Villa, Palace Millwall. Okay. I'll keep an eye on those ones as well. I got laughed at by some by saying we finish above Villa. I think if we just start scoring, we can. Yeah, I think that's the issue, isn't it? How do we start the scoring? And I've done an article as well, right? And it's an article for Jer's website that touches on that a little bit. That's only a part of it. There is a lot more sort of stuff on it. But it's a very sort of interesting shenanigan that we're having to deal with. Sort of like the metaphor that I used when I was talking to Joe earlier as well was, if you're Daniel Farker and everyone is saying, why don't we do more attacking stuff? Effectively, you're trying to attach a conservatory to the side of your house. And I understand that. That's quite nice. Conservatories look really, really lovely. But said house being sort of like the defensive shape and structure and all that kind of stuff, we don't know how solid it is yet. So if you add something onto the side of what is already sort of a little bit maybe questionable, all you're doing is adding pressure to yourself. And that feels unwise to me, I've got to be honest with you. Ball pinged wide to our right flank, but it's fine. Vincent picks it up. Alfie Cresswell. Are you not pulling that one back for the advantage? He is pulling that back for the advantage. Leeds United free kick. And the ref doesn't seem to have realised that we tried to take it, and he's just forcing us to go backwards a bit. I don't like when refs get picky. Especially when it's a match that absolutely does not matter. Because at the end of the day, it's the English National League Cup. No one's particularly asked about it. Johnny Howson to Lapata White. Mahady, he picks the ball up, goes wide again. Lapata White beats his man, puts it forward to Cresswell, and Lapata White's run continues. Centre back roving past the halfway line. He's looking for the next ball. Plays it back into Howson, who pings it wide to the left flank. What a ball, what a touch. Linu. Hang on. I've lost my lineup again. And we've lost the ball whilst I was looking for the lineup. Damn it. I think it's a lot of luck, like we are creating enough chances. I think we're creating the opportunities for a chance, but it's not really turning into a chance often enough, if that makes sense. Okay, we're taking someone off. And we're replacing them with someone. Issue is, I've not got a team sheet with all the numbers. So I'm just going to... Well, that was the attendance. That's 1,016. 145 Leeds fans. I don't know who number 14 is. I'm sorry. I will just be saying 14 at various points. Weaker team than last year, good experience. I don't think it's a weaker team than last year. Not in the slightest. I think if you put our current team against our team last season, we win quite comfortably. Someone for someone. Great sub. Is he good? That's the question, isn't it? You never know. If someone can find out who number 14 is for Leeds United's under 21s, that'd be lovely. But I am trying to work it out. Right, back to Mahady, who... Oh, this is a risky bit of football by Douglas. What a touch. Linu is very much impressing me at the moment. He's very clearly a kind of classy player. Brocky, thank you. How did you guys find the numbers? And am I right in thinking that Vincent is 17? Also, our right back being called Douglas is confusing me right now. Because every single time I just go, Barry? That's got to be handball. Brocky, come on, mate. Vincent is. Okay, cool. Thank you very much. Played very quickly by their number 3. Again, I'm not going to bother learning the Scunthorpe player names. That's not what we're doing right now. Linu chases their winger inside, and they put it back. Get a little bit of control in midfield. So you're playing as the 10. I'm trying to work out who came off. Whoever said that they got the BBC on? I'm going to have a look. BBC, Scunthorpe versus Leeds under 21s. Lineups. Oh, there we go. That's good shit. Cool. Yeah, it's Brocky. Cool. And it's McDonald that came off. No! McDonald was one of the few that I knew the name of. Alright. Eze. Back to Dawson, who was there 22, because now I got that BBC link. That would have been quite good to have. 10 is Pickles. Yes. That's a horrible dive. Come on. No. Right, I got to find out how old this guy is. Eze Scunthorpe. Right. Okay, fine. You are 20 years old, so that's okay. But I was looking at that and I was like, you are playing senior football, my friend, against under 21s, and you're throwing yourself to the ground like that. Get a little bit of self-respect. Maybe just a touch, just a little fairy dust of self-respect for you. Like, come on. All right, Lapata White picks it up, takes a moment, back into Mahady. I don't mind it. It's fine enough. Goal kick for Mahady. Because we're caught out a little bit on the press, which could be better. Also, as far as like watch-along things go, I know that this is like the most basic thing that you have ever seen put together, but what are your thoughts? I think it's nice and simple. I don't hate it. I know I'm not like throwing information at you at the minute, and it's very much just like, okay, cool, that's the score and that's the time on the clock. But I think for a very quickly bodged together watch-along thing, it's not the worst setup. What do you say? Would you say this is enough information? Right. Harry Gray chases that down, but it doesn't quite work out. Oh, we're trying to play one-touch stuff and it's not working. Enjoying it helps you watching it. Hey, I'm glad. It's kind of cheating, because I have just sort of nicked it from the video feed, but it works. Good that you're doing under 21s watch long. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame that I couldn't do the entire match, and it's a bit of a shame that because the text-to-speech thing, which the alerts thing, it's a little bit of a shame that the alerts stuff. Harry, you little shithouse. You little shithouse. No, sorry, you've been shoved twice. Come on, ref. A little bit of discipline, yeah? Oh, oh. Ah, I respect booking the absolute man-child that shoved over Harry Gray twice. But yeah, it's a little bit of a shame that I can't watch it with sound for... Okay, Harry's been booked for being shoved. Very interesting. Where were my words? There we go. It's a shame that I can't have sound on myself because I don't think that it's necessarily gonna go well for me because it would get copyright stricken relatively soon. But that's fine. We can work through conversation. Right, Eze picks it up again. Watch out! You got a player within 3 meters of you. You might fall over again. They're speeding the play up a little bit. It's starting to feel like they're taking it a little bit more seriously, realising that they are actually in for a game of football today. Fired in. Not too much of a risk. Douglas. Well dealt with. Through ball from Enahoro Marcus. Harry Gray picks it up. He's got Vincent to the right. To the left, he's got Brocky. Is he going to pick one? Is he going to shoot? He shoots! That is a finish. That's a delicious finish. They can't even be mad. When he was heading towards the net, I was like, you're going to hit this and you're going to pull it wide. Because you see it time and time and time and time again with footballers. That it's like, oh, I've got a little bit of space. I'll shoot. And they just miss. That's a really nice finish. That's spectacular. Hat trick as well. First one, bit of a tap in. Fine. Both the second and the third goals have been kind of ridiculous. No complaints from me on that one. No, that'll do. That'll do. Hold them out, and I'll call this a very, very, very good game. Grace, good for the 21s. That's the thing, because currently he's effectively not playing in the 21s. Because this is a senior side that he is up against. And Scunthorpe aren't necessarily dreadful. So if I... Where are you at in the National League, Scunthorpe? Yeah, currently they're 10th in the Vanarama National League. They haven't lost yet this season. So that means that, I mean, for me, Grey, better level than Vanarama National League as a result. But then you get the follow-up questions, which are, okay, so what is his level? Because it's high. I don't know where it is, but it's high. But I don't think it's Premier League ready yet. Add on to the fact that he's not 18 yet. I think he's 17 yet. No, he's 16. He can't go on loan. As much as I've seen people be like, Harry Gray needs to go out on loan for the good of his own development, I don't think he legally can. Like, you need to be under a professional contract to do that, and he doesn't have one of those yet because he's too young to. So, I mean, there's worse positions to be in. Our 16 comes on for Harry Gray. Our 19 is coming on for someone else as well. But then again, it's the 90th minute. I'm not going to spend too much time trying to work out who's who anymore. Lino bashes it back to Rory Mahady, who's telling everyone to get as high as they can. Fired long for Vincent, who isn't able to get under it. Vincent is spectacularly ginger, by the way. Alfie Cresswell back to Vincent. Douglas inside. Douglas is trying to be forced back by Eze here. It's not necessarily worked out, but we're keeping this pressure on. And we've won the ball back in a very dangerous area. It's the 19, who I don't know who it is. It's a foul. It's got to be a foul. Thank you, referee. Unless he's not given the foul. Because you signalled for the foul. Oh, whatever. I'm not going to ask too many questions. Right, let's have a look. So, the 19 is L. White. Don't know who you are. And 16 is Louis Perry. Or Louis Perry, I can't quite remember. Who's having a lie down? Nice and comfy. Turn around. Might be Lapata White. Right, they are desperately trying to play their way out of danger here, but all they've done is play themselves into even more of it. Little bit of pressure coming out from Louis Perry. I think we need to have a match where Lucas Perry plays with Louis Perry, so we've got Perry. I don't know the logistics. I don't know if it makes sense, but it'll have to because I want it to, and that is full time. Which I'll be honest, that ain't a bad result. To be honest with you, I'm absolutely. Let's get rid of that scoreboard, shall we? Because that isn't accurate anymore. There we go. But Leeds United 3, Scunthorpe 1. 3 goals for Harry Gray, who looked, I will be honest, ridiculous in that game. Is he the trick to fixing our creativity? I don't think so, because he didn't particularly personally create those chances. But ideally, he'll be able to benefit from that increasing creativity, because I think we've got a lot of good to come. And I think we'll be all right for the remainder of the season, to be completely honest with you. I think we'll head in the right direction. And I think we survive. And isn't that what really counts? Survival and happiness and joy and all that kind of fun stuff. Not going to stream for too much longer because I've quite enjoyed this. This has been all right. It's been a nice little watch-along kind of vibe. But I'm going to leave that there. I will do a video / stream tomorrow. 2 if I can, but I'm working for... What day is it? Hang on. I can just look. Okay, but I'm working for the next 7 evenings in a row, which is fun. But I will keep you guys updated on what I'm able to stream, what I'm able to video. If anyone's got any requests for videos and stuff, just shout them at me, because I will be completely honest with you. At the moment, news stuff is relatively dead and dry, because relatively little is going on, since it's just sort of in the season, and I'll need an idea of things to have a natter about in the international break as well. But I'm going to leave that one there. If you haven't seen my video from yesterday, by the way, both young centre-backs look comfortable at this level, capable of higher. Yeah, I think so. And that young Howson lad, very good. But if you haven't seen my video from yesterday, which is entitled something like YouTube is the Problem, or something like that, please give it a watch, and that will explain why it is massively beneficial to pop a like on this stream. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Again, YouTube has been randomly unsubscribing people from channels, so if you could have a look, that'd be absolutely, genuinely wonderful. Become a channel member, all that kind of stuff. Very, very helpful, basically. But I'm going to leave that there, because I'm going to work out what I'm going to record a video on in the morning. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will see all of you guys later. And I might do more under 21s watch-alongs, because this was quite nice. Anyway, toodaloo.